How's it going, Phoenixians? Okay, let's see. This is something new. Granted, because I wanted to do a let's play, but then I don't think we're gonna be doing that because I don't have any of the thing. One of you suggested I do Dragon Ball Fighter Z, but I don't have that. But as you can tell by the title above, we are gonna be going reviewing more or less just my opinion basically. I'm like, okay, we could just talk about each character, right? And then each arc. But then I'm just like, I feel like since I already have, I bought like volumes of this. I have like 1 through 27. I'm like, why don't we just go through the volumes first and then work our way from the characters to the arc? Just because it gives it gives me content to do, and then it just gives us, it gives the channel something else, so something new. So, because reviewing Naruto Volume 1 from the very beginning. And I have some cheat sheets over here. Cause like there are some stuff over here that's a horrible page to go random in. But we got some stuff over here that we could talk about. So more or less, just the volume in general. And then since I already know the whole Naruto, it's kind of unfair because I'm gonna judge it to how it is. But then I feel like at the same time it's better. But let's just jump right into it. Okay, Volume 1. It basically just introduces us to Naruto, basically, in the very first page. He just does his. Okay, and then I'll probably have some, like, if there's a distinct thing that I want to show, probably have the chapter right on either side. Hopefully, hopefully I can figure something out. But it's just basically first few pages is just the normal. It just introduces Naruto as it is, as he is. He's just being a prankster. It's like that's how we were introduced to him. He's just a prankster. We're just wondering. You just wonder, why is he a prankster? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? And then later on, it's just like you find out he's just trying to. But then the thing that later on is just like he does all this stuff, and then it doesn't really explain why. It's just he just gets in trouble, but then he wants to be able to more or less. I'll be honest, I haven't read this volume because like I'm bored-ish because like I'm so used to Shippuden and then just going straight back to Naruto, especially in the very beginning. It's just like but more or less, I feel like it's a pretty good thing where it's like it's like not Shippuden, where it's like it's just overpowered people. Because I feel like Naruto, the first series, is better, is because it's actually more progresses compared to Shippuden, where it just becomes OP. But we'll talk about that when the video comes. But so okay, Volume 1. It's just basically, yeah, he's just trying to do his thing. He doesn't become a Genin. He doesn't become a Genin obviously because he can't do Shadow Clone Jutsu, which is like redundant because like that's like his main thing. That's like what he's known for in this whole, in the first series. That's what I'll go in the first half of the series. That's what he's known for, just his Shadow Clone Jutsu, which is like redundant because that's why he can't become a Genin. But I think the part that hits home hard, that hits me hard probably, is honestly in this chapter, in this scene right here. Hold on, see. It's up here. It's up here. Basically, it just shows him right here. It's basically all the kids are just right there after their graduation. I'm pretty sure it's after their graduation. Yeah, after like right after their graduation thing where they have to doing the test. It's just like here. We find out him more, like more. It's just it's just hard. Like you see everybody just thinking, and then you just see Naruto just right there by the swing, all by himself. Just as you can see, he's just all by himself, just looking, and then you see all these people, especially the parents, are just like, "Oh, that's a great job. That's my boy. Now you're a man. Blah blah blah. I'm so proud of you." Da 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 da. And then they just straight up go, "Hey, that kid, yeah, that's the kid that one failed." And only one who failed and all that stuff. Da 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 da. And then it's just like, what are you doing? It's just like personally, it's just like I don't know. It's like you get context. It gave us context like that. It gave us context like that, but it didn't give us the thing where it's like, what's happening right now? Why is it like this? Why is it like that? Why are they like that? It doesn't really give us anything like that, and it just honestly shows just like, oh, why is he like that right now? Like it just basically shows he's an outsider right now. That's all we know. We don't know why he's an outsider. We don't know anything. However, later on, as we're continuing on, I'm spreading through because, like I said, I didn't read it, so my memory more or less is not up to par. So just give me a minute. Let me just see. Okay, so basically after that, Mizuki. I don't have any Mizuki. Mizuki. I'll just pop up a picture. Mizuki, whoever. Just trying to Mizuki. I don't know. Trying to tell Naruto, oh, if you do this, Iruka Sensei's totally gonna. If you just steal this scroll and then you learn the jutsu, Iruka Sensei's totally gonna let you graduate, gonna let you be a genin. And then it's just like, and of course he's gullible enough to believe it. He does pranks, and then he's a loner basically. So they're making it seem like he's gullible is what they're trying to make it seem like. And then it's just like he does it, and then all along it's just me and then Iruka finds out, and then they just find out, just blame it on Naruto when Mizuki really wanted the scroll for himself. But during that process, during that whole thing, I think this is where it really stands out for me. In my opinion, this is where it stands out. In this scene right here, basically Miyuki's trying to kill Naruto. Iruka gets in the way. You can just see he just takes it in the back. In the back. A big ass shuriken. I think this is one of the only times we will ever see a big ass shuriken as well. And then you can just see Naruto's face. It's just like, it's shock. And then it comes to like, I don't know the word for it. It comes from surprise to like more. I want to say it's like happiness, more or less. It's not like sadness where it's like why, but then it's like it's that it just hit him. It's like, why are you doing this? It's like nobody's ever done anything for me. Why are you doing this? Granted, Iruka is the closest thing. Like he doesn't treat Naruto the way the other people would treat him, like just the normal parents and stuff. But it's like, why are you doing this? Like, why did you save me? And then it comes like, and then it goes full circle where it's like, and then it just shows this scene too. It's like they'll probably just be side to side, but like you have also been in a lot of pain, and then it's because Iruka feels the same because Iruka grew up like Naruto with no parents. Basically, Naruto's alone. I don't know how. He's like probably only like 12, 13-ish, I want to say, and he's living by himself. Like, what? I know this is a ninja world, but still. Who am I to question Kishimoto? But it's just more or less like that. And it's just like Iruka just feels so bad that he's willing to sacrifice himself because he feels bad for Naruto, because he understands what Naruto's going through, that he lost his parents as well. That he grew up alone. And then he knows Naruto's pain. So then it's just like it's just that relation where it's like it just forms right now, and then later on, like I honestly want to say this is like the one of the only times you'll ever see it. But then what I like later on, like real later on in the series, that it still continues through that time. It's still there, even through whatever happens, and no matter what Naruto allied with, it's still there, which is what I like. It still comes back to this very first volume, this very first, first chapter, to be honest, it just all comes together so where it's like both of them, which is honestly the best. Basically, more or less, is just they just fight. They just fight, and then, or no, they don't fight yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. Iruka, and then basically these next two scenes, where Naruto really realizes like there is actually somebody who is there for me, which is like for me personally, I like these type of stuff. Like I'm a senti, like like it really gets to me. So these two is just basically like, I guess, Mizuki Miyuki. I still don't know his name. Still don't know his name, but it just comes out to be saying like, oh, you're the demon fox. You're the demon fox. That's why nobody likes you, and then you're the reason Iruko's parents died. And then honestly, that's what we thought. Like that's what I thought. Like he is the demon fox. Like it really is him. But then later on we get more context. But the thing is, like Iruka knows, like it's straight up right there in the panel. It's been there for how long? You've probably been reading it ever since my rambling. But it's like I've acknowledged him as one of my excellent students. He may not be the hardest worker, and he is clumsy, and no one accepts him. He already knows what it is to feel pain inside your heart. He isn't the demon fox. He is a member of the Hidden Leaf Village. He's Uzumaki Naruto. And then it's just at that point where Naruto realizes like there actually is kind people. Like granted there was like the third Hokage never did anything to him. He was always nice to him. Iruka's always been nice to him, but I feel like this is the turning point where it's like Naruto does realize like there is actual nice people in here. There is people who will care for him regardless of, granted he doesn't know the reason why people don't like him, but he'll know that there's actually people there. And basically later on, just Miyuki, Naruto just beat up, and then Naruto has the whole Kage Bunshin. He has like a bajillion. He's like 1,000 of them, which is ironic. Couldn't even do one. Now he's like 1,000 after just learning just to do that. But does that, and then later on, bam, right there. I still don't know which side. It's just he did it. I mean, he did part of the graduation thing. So he graduates and then he becomes a Genin. So it's like, honestly, that chapter, it's like, granted, there's more chapters in this where it's like, it'll even show, like Kakashi and then more or less their battle, like their training battle and stuff, which you'll probably see more of. But then I want to say this, just that very first chapter, it already cemented, for me personally, it already cements where it's like, what kind of thing this is gonna be. It's gonna be an underdog story, but then it's not just a typical underdog story where it's like, oh, it's this, it's that. It's just, I don't know. It's just like I can't explain it. But then basically it's just that, and then blah blah blah. He graduates, and they all go to the Genin. I mean, like I'm really bad at this. This is the very first one, so bear with me. We can only get better as the volumes go, right? But let's see. And then later on is just basically, later on he just meets Mitsuki. Yeah, Mitsuki basically, more or less. And then it just basically goes on to say, know what the demon fox is. They put it inside him ever since he was born, and that's why people don't like him. The nine-tailed fox that almost destroyed the whole village. They just sealed it inside Naruto. That's why nobody likes him. And then later on, it just after he becomes a Genin, he just learns learns his teammates who will basically become his two best friends. Basically, I would say his two best friends. Like, granted, one of them's more of a best friend than the others, and which brings us over here to Sasuke. It just more or less just You're the basic interpretation of Sasuke. He's just that badass. He's just that badass who will like he's just like that badass cool guy basically in his very first appearance where it's just like, no, I don't really care about anything, da 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 da. I just want to restore my clan and I just want to kill a certain man. And then as well as Sakura, where it's just like and I know what people are thinking about Sakura. Nobody likes her, but I give her the benefit of the doubt. But basically, in the beginning, she's just like, okay, I will agree. In the very beginning, she's like useless. She is useless. Like as you can already tell, it's like all she does is fuss over Sasuke. It's just fuss over Sasuke. You can already tell what that is. And then that's basically how it's introduced. And as well, you can see Kakashi, who is basically their sensei, their teacher for the team, basically team leader. And then he just gives them a survival exercise. Survival exercise. Basically, he has two bells with him. There's three of them. Whoever gets the bells, then they'll go on. They'll pass. They'll pass the graduation. They'll actually be legit getting because it's still up to the sensei if he wants to go do it or not. And then I think this is the scene where it's like every like these two chapters. This one, but I still don't know the order. But then it's like this one and this one where it's just like damn, where it's like you don't really get an idea of power levels yet. Like in the first chapter, more or less, you got one from Naruto against Miyuki. The Miyuki was only like I want to say a chunin, but then this is like a jonin, basically. Basically, it even says it's a jonin. So then it's just like that. It was just like what just happened. Like I didn't even see that what happened, and he just boxed Naruto like that. Basically, they're all trying to do their own thing. They're not working together. They're not working together, and then Naruto just gets caught up in the trap basically, just because he sees the bell. He thinks he can just get it. He just and that's how he basically does it. He just gets caught up in the tree, and then Sakura doing her own thing, just looking for Sasuke, little pretending to look for Kakashi Sensei, but then we all know she's just looking for Sasuke. And then what happens? Kakashi just uses the Genjutsu, and then bam, just that. And then basically he sees that, and then she'll basically faint, and then which is like I don't know what's worse, just seeing a Genjutsu and fainting, or just seeing a bell and then you pick it up because you think it's easy, but then no, it's just no. It's I don't know. And then Sasuke actually has a good thing. I don't know if I can make this whole thing fit. I don't know where this is gonna fit. This is probably just gonna cover me if anything. But it's just Sasuke is surprising Kakashi being able to do a fireball jutsu, a fire jutsu nonetheless. And then actually did some taijutsu along the way. But of course Kakashi being Kakashi drags him down with the earth style jutsu, which is I personally like. It's like one of the moments. This one and one later on. I don't know which later on, but we're gonna see is where Kakashi actually uses the jutsus that he's actually known for. What his nickname is called, which we will get to later on when the volume arises. But that's what it is. And basically, they all all fail basically. As you can see in the last one, this is basically the last page of the volume, which is like the time's up, Naruto's tied up, and then they're all saying all of you should quit as shinobi. But then in the volume, it doesn't. I don't think it says that per se. Yeah, in the volume it says are hopeless. More schooling would be pointless. None of you will ever be shinobi. Let's see if that shows. Mm, yeah, more or less like that. Let's see. I don't know if you can read that focus. Yeah, it's like that more or less. So yeah, and then basically that's the end of the volume. So the volume as a whole, I would say if you're starting out Naruto, like if you're starting out as Naruto, I would say this is a pretty informative volume because it gives you a glimpse it basically gives you, it entices you to Naruto's character, where it's like you feel sorry for him, you feel bad for him, and then you like his story, and it makes you want to keep reading. And then later on, it just introduces you to more characters, and then it's just compelling, where it's like you're actually becoming the coming to see, where it's like, oh, because like in the first one you just see Naruto just beat up Miyuki just like that, and then now you just see like he's hopeless against Kakashi. And then you can even tell, even with Sasuke, Sasuke is basically the number one in the class. Even Sasuke can't do anything, more or less. He did something, but nothing, you know? And then it's just like, I would say it's a pretty good volume for what it's worth. I mean, it's boring because it's still introducing stuff. So then I personally, but then I mean, for what it's worth for introducing it, I would say volume one is a pretty good volume. Where it's like, granted, in the beginning it is slow. So then, like, if you already know everything and then you're just picking it up just to pick it up, and then you're just rereading it, I feel like if you're rereading, you could probably just skip this, or just skip like the first few chapters, and then literally just go to like when they start doing the survival training. But then, as a whole, it's pretty good introduction in my opinion, and then it just still has some cool stuff where it's like, or it just gives you flashbacks where it's like how Naruto used to be, because you'll see later on as we continue this how it progresses later on, especially when we get to Shippuden. So out of 10, I guess, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate this more or less. I'd give it a 7. And that's being generous. Like, it's just because it's informative enough where it's like it keeps you enticed. Formative enough where it keeps you enticed. And then it shows some good battles. It shows a future team. It's just a good introduction basically. In more or less that's what it comes down to. It's a good introduction, which I would say is really good. So yeah. um that's about it for this volume. I don't really know what else to say about it, but hopefully you Phoenix scenes enjoyed. Um Feel free to leave your feedback if there's anything else you would like me to cover. We're gonna be doing these volumes every now and then, probably. I don't know how consistent, but then we're gonna be doing it. I have 1 through 27 because I legit got that box set, so we got that for a while. And then, but then if there's any other manga or anything that has volumes, feel free to let me know, and then I can do that as well. Especially if it's one I don't know, it'll be much better. Like, it'll be like my legit, like, oh, I don't know what's happening. This is what I think. This is what I think about it. What I think about it right now. But then since I already know Naruto, I basically know the whole series as a whole. It's like not that much surprise factor. But yeah, and then I know this may be bad audio for the sole fact that I forgot my mic and I'm not at my house recording right now. So yeah, hopefully the audio will be better. Hopefully in the next volume we can actually do better. I know this wasn't the best. I'm still figuring out what's the best way to do this thing, but bear with me. So hopefully you Phoenix Scenes enjoyed, and I promise you we'll get better as we go. And yeah, hopefully you guys Phoenix Scenes like the video. Feel free to share the video. If you have any opinions about the first volume, feel free to let me know as well. I would like to know your opinions on it, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. All that stuff, like what were your first impressions when you first saw these chapters. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I can think of. Like, yeah, so I don't know when we're gonna do volume 2, but it'll be next. And then maybe along the way something else. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. So, I will see you in next scenes next time. Okay, bye.